Let in a little joy.
Let in a little joy.
Let in a little light. You know, every little thing gonna be alright. What's the best that could happen? Clear the room for dancing. Let in a little joy. Let in a little light. On Sunday night, we bliss and love and tone. And we belong to you.
Oh, yes, we do.
And
It's
you
true, it's
do too.
Adore.
Well, both. Good evening, sweet beloveds, our family, our circle, our kindred. We are so honored and so grateful to be with you this Sunday night, as we do in this beautiful belonging that we share together, knowing that we have a mutual circle of connection and kinship that we join in every Sunday night, and it feels so good to know that we always have a home with each other, because the truth is we all belong to each other. We all need each other.
Truly.
And we're all just trying to get to the same place. Place of love and peace and joy and connection.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was thinking when you were talking about belonging that there's the word be and there's the word long in belong. There's so many people who long to belong, and the best way that you can make them feel like they do belong is to be with them, be present, listen with your whole heart. That's how you can make someone feel like they belong. And so that's our assignment of Divinement this week.
That's right. To feel and to reach out and to really allow in the presence of belonging, knowing that you belong everywhere you are, and knowing that everyone around you belongs as well, because we're all one. We're all part of this human family, and we need each other, and we're all just walking each other home, just on this beautiful journey of unity. And so see that connection, see that union everywhere around you. Build bridges through the heart where life begins. That's where we'll find each other and ourselves again. We are one. We are one. We are one source. All these questions, one search. All these countries, one earth. Don't lose faith, do not separate. We are billions of moons that in a tide ocean of light. Build bridges through the heart where life began. That's where we'll find each other and ourselves again. We are one. We are one. We are one. Don't lose faith, do not separate. We are billions of moons got in a tide ocean of light. Build bridges through the heart where life began. That's where we'll find each other and ourselves again. We are one. We are one. We are one. We are one. We are
We are one. Yes. Feels good. Feels good to feel no separation, no division.
When we separate, that we can't build anything together. We can't connect. We can't feel or see or hear or understand each other if we separate. You know?
And just like that song said, though, where there already are separations and divisions, you get the choice and the chance to be the bridge. And that is a beautiful thing.
That is the best place to be. Oh, hi.
Oh,
How are you?
peanut butter just got in my chocolate.
That's okay. We're
That's a
building
really old
a
reference.
bridge of peanut butter and chocolate.
That sounds delicious.
I know. I'll meet you on that bridge. But yes. Isn't that good news? That is really good news, that you're not alone, that when we can lean into each other, that we recognize that we are a mighty force for love and for possibility on this planet. You know, it's really exciting how young people and all of these different groups actually are coming together to support and build a force for love and for unity and support. It really is amazing, and it is happening. And you know, young people are spearheading the movement right now, and I'm so grateful. Because there's more dreamers, there's more lovers, There's more believers and visionaries. There are more troubadours and artists, creators than there are now. Everyone is aching. Can you hear the breaking chains? Rusted by the tears from years being caged. You can change the story. You can dream the dream. You can be the fury or the peace that sets us free. Hear the call, hear the call, hear the call, all for one and one for all for one for all. Mic check, 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 mic check. Look around. We are a part of a global uprising. We are a cry from the heart of the world, of the world. House of cards will tilt, tumble, and fall. We won't build, we'll break down all the walls. Hear the call, hear the call, hear the call, all for one and one for all for one for We are unstoppable.
We are unstoppable.
Another world is possible.
Another world is possible.
We are unstoppable.
We are unstoppable.
Another world is possible.
Another world is possible.
We are winning.
We are winning.
This is the beginning of the beginning.
Oh, the beginning.
Of the beginning.
Oh, the beginning.
We are a cry.
We are a cry
from the heart of the world, of the world. Do not be afraid.
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 Love, 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 love. How hear the call, hear the call, hear the call, all for one and one for all for one for all for one for all. Another world is possible. Another world is possible.
I see that world.
On a clear day, you can hear her.
Everyone is included.
Yes.
There is no other. Everyone belongs.
Yes. Yes.
We want to thank you all so much for making us feel like we belong. These two little bliss fits here. We cannot even begin to express how grateful we are for your faithful friendship, love, and support of our blissness. And so thank you for all the ways that you show us you love and you care, and for being right there and making us feel like we belong, being with us. We'll be right back.
And so here's a song about what happens when we don't recognize that we belong to each other and we turn our backs on each other. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil to me. The screaming wheels against the steel will tell of those you killed. October moon eclipsed the dome for the town of Moonville. This tale will tell how blinded eyes can make a ghost of a town. Survived by mining coal. Hear the murmurs of Main Street, where friends and neighbors came to meet. High noon, the school bell rings, the kids run to play in Raccoon Creek. Same time every day, hear the whistle yell, make way. Homeville train. Caught in a brawl, there's a mean game of poker, chips are sure to fall. Sassy have 'em laughing before last call. There's gossip alone from the general store. Reverend Friendly's trying to save the town. Oh, and Lefty Goodfoot, his sweet wife's safety. Your showman is showing off the firstborn baby. All up and down the lane, merchant straight and cold for grain on the Homeville train. Homeville train. And dance in different hands, turn the tide of the hourglass sand. When an uninvited guest emerged from the fog, casting the sentence pestilence, smallpox, stench of death hung over Moonville as one by one they all fell ill at the edge of town. They waited in vain, desperate for medicine from the train. Standing in the pouring rain, only thing that could ease their pain was a Moonville train. Moonville train. Fearing they'd be cursed by the plague, the engineers barrel past full steam ahead, leaving hollow faces behind in the smoke, staring at the tunnel that swallowed their hope. Huddled over the dark town hall, with the deputy dead, Reverend Friendly made the call. Rastus Dexter, no railman himself, to signal with his lantern, a last cry for help. Remembering all those who'd been slain, as he entered the tunnel, he heard a rumble of the Moonville train. Moonville train. Moonville train. The tunnel filled with light, the signal left and right. The hot steam on his back sealed his doom. The tunnel became his tomb. The town's last hope to survive, with Rastus Dexter, died. Within a week there weren't a soul alive. The railroad returned to burn the guilt they had to hide. As quickly as Moonville came about, the flame of life was snuffed out. Now it hosts a community of ghosts, abandoned to their demise by blinded eyes. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil to me. The screaming wheels against the steel will tell of those who Let us never turn our back on one another. Never. We're being called to stand up and with and for one another, as was witnessed recently in Tennessee when two black men were expelled from their voted-in positions by the people just because they spoke out against gun violence. They stood up for, because they know they belong to even little white children and people far, far away from them. They stand up because they know we all belong. And standing with them, Justin Pearson and Justin Jones, was Gloria Johnson, a white woman who knows that she belongs to those young black men and that she would stand up with them and for them. And I was just so inspired by how they showed such strength and leadership, an absolute perfect example of belonging and standing up for us belonging to one another and for doing something to help change the violence and the murder taking place and to help shift the racism embedded in our society and in our governmental systems, and to help us all understand that we're all in this together and we're looking for a just love for us all, a just in love for us all.
Days and days go by, drawn imaginary lines. I say, this is my country, these are my people, this is my church, this is my steeple. May we carefully live the corners of time.
May we seek to unravel the divisions in our mind.
May we gather all the fragments, find that we all have a place.
May our map be compassion, our compass be grace.
May we lift up our eyes and open our ears to hear our sisters and brothers crying and wipe away their tears. If enough of us move forward, we'll all travel far. If enough of us look further, we'll see who we really are. If enough of us reach higher, we'll rise above and we'll heal us all with just enough love. We will heal us all with just enough love. There's plenty enough love to go round, plenty enough peace to be found,
Plenty enough joy to uncover, plenty enough union to discover.
How can we run away, seeing others have to cry?
How can we rest atop the mountain, watching others fall?
There's enough in this world to meet everyone's need.
There's enough opportunity for everyone to succeed.
May we better serve each other and lend a helping hand. May harmony, love, grace, and hope be the cornerstones of this land. If enough of us move forward, we'll all travel far. If enough of us look further, we'll see who we really are. If enough of us reach higher, we'll rise above and we'll heal us all with just enough love. We will heal us all with just enough love. Bind up all our wounds, heal our broken hearts, put us back together where we've been torn apart. Let us come together, love between our wings, to be carried and lifted up, peace and unity. May we throw back the curtains, let the darkness be dispelled by the light, unafraid of shadows. Let a new dawn be unveiled. If enough of us move forward, we'll all travel far. If enough of us look further, we'll see who we really are. If enough of us reach higher, we'll rise above
above, and we'll heal us all with just enough love. We will heal us all with just love, just love, just love. We will heal us all with just love. Just love. Just in love.
Just in love.
And Donna love. We love you. We'll be back in just a minute.
Well, there is a story that I've been telling for a while now.
You know what? Maybe we should get you in front of this microphone a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they can hear the
All
story
right.
real good.
So there's a story that I've been telling for a while now. I just told it twice. That I told that I'm going to tell a story. But I love this story. It is the sweetest example of making someone feel like they belong, of connection, of being a vessel that beautiful things can pour through, and of being an angel in someone's life. And it goes like this. When I was quite young, my father had one of the first telephones in our neighborhood. I remember well the polished old case fastened to the wall. The shiny receiver hung on the side of the box. I was too little to reach the telephone, but used to listen with fascination when my mother used to talk to it. Then discovered that somewhere inside the wonderful device lived an amazing person. Her name was Information, Please. And there was nothing she didn't know. Information, Please could supply anybody's number in the correct time. My first personal experience with this genie in the bottle came one day while my mother was visiting a neighbor. Amusing myself at the tool bench in the basement, I whacked my finger with a hammer. The pain was terrible, but there didn't seem to be any reason for crying because there was no one home to give me sympathy. I walked around the house, sucking my throbbing finger, finally arriving at the stairway. The telephone. Quickly, I ran for the footstool in the parlor and dragged it to the landing. Climbing up, I unhooked the receiver in the parlor and held it to my ear. Information, please, I said into the mouthpiece just above my head. A click or two, and a small, clear voice spoke into my ear. Information. I hurt my finger. I hurt my finger. I wailed into the phone. The tears came readily enough now that I had an audience. Isn't your mother home? Came the question. Nobody's home but me, I blubbered. Are you bleeding? The voice asked. No, I replied. I hit my finger with a hammer and it hurts. Can you open your icebox? She asked. I said I could. Then chip off a little piece of ice and hold it to your finger, said the voice. After that, I called Information, Please for everything. I asked her for help with my geography, and she told me where Philadelphia was. She helped me with my math. She told me my pet chipmunk that I had caught in the park just the day before would eat fruit and nuts. Then there was the time Petey, our canary, died. I called Information, Please, and told her the sad story. She listened and said the usual things that grown-ups say to soothe a child, but I was unconsoled. I asked her, why is it that birds should sing so beautiful and bring joy to all families, only to end up as a heap of feathers at the bottom of a cage? She must have sensed my deep concern, for she said quietly, Paul, always remember there are other worlds to sing in. Somehow I felt better. Another day I was on the telephone. Information, please. Information, said the now familiar voice. How do you spell fix? I asked. F-I-X. All this took place in a small town in the Pacific Northwest when I was 9 years old. We moved across the country to Boston, and I missed my friend very much. Information, please, belonged in that old wooden box back home, and I somehow never thought of trying the tall, shiny new phone that sat on the table in the hall. As I grew into my teens, the memories of those childhood conversations never really left me. Often in moments of doubt and perplexity, I would recall the sense of security I had then. I appreciated now how patient, understanding, and kind she was to have spent her time with a little boy. A few years later, on my way west to college, my plane put down in Seattle. I had about half an hour on the phone or so, but I had about a half an hour between planes. So I spent 15 minutes or so on the phone with my sister, who lived there now. Then, without thinking what I was doing, I dialed my hometown operator and said, information, please. Miraculously, I heard the small, clear voice I knew so well. Information. I hadn't planned on this, but I heard myself saying, could you please tell me how to spell fix? There was a long pause. Then came the soft-spoken answer. I guess your finger must have healed by now. I laughed. So it's really you? It's really still you? I said. I wonder if you have any idea how much you meant to me during that time. I wonder, she said, if you know how much your calls meant to me. I never had any children, and I used to look forward to your calls. I told her how I'd thought of her over the years, and I asked if I could call her again when I came back to visit my sister. Please do. Just ask for Sally. 3 months later, I was back in Seattle. A different voice answered. Information. I asked for Sally. Are you a friend? She said. Yes, a very old friend, I answered. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but, well, Sally's been working part-time the last few years because she was sick. She died 5 weeks ago. Before I could hang up, she said, wait a minute, wait, did you say your name was Paul? Yes? Well, Sally left a message for you. She wrote it down in case you called. Let me read it to you. The note said, tell him I still say there are other worlds to sing in. He'll know what I mean. I thanked her and hung up. I knew what Sally meant.
Oh, that is such a sweet story.
And it's like one of the most beautiful pieces of evidence of connection that I've ever encountered.
And feeling like you belong somewhere and belonging to each other, needing each other, longing to be in company of someone who hears you.
And not even knowing. I mean, imagine how many people we've crossed paths with in our lives, when we've been that loving presence, when we've been that random kindness, when we've shown up as tenderness or grace or compassion, we have no idea that maybe we were Sally or Paul to somebody.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, it's good to make sure. We are getting a little too,
Let's stay right there. This
So-
goes out to the Sallys and the Pauls.
That means y'all.
You're an angel, that's what you are. You're the reason I made it this far. And I don't have to wish, 'cause you're the star of this show. Don't you know? You're the reason I believe in miracles and destiny. You're the guardian of my dreams. When I was far away from home, you gave me a place Thank you so much.
Gift with a few angels.
Yes, for
Guarding, guiding.
for being open arms in this world, an open hand and a shoulder to lean on. Thank you for being evidence of belonging and allowing yourself to feel it as well. So this week, think of ways that you can find belonging in your life.
And to be with those who long to belong.
Know that you can lean on it. We're going to have a big
Oh yeah.
sing along now. Are you all ready for a little lean on me?
Got the beat machine out.
Oh my gosh, we're ready for a sing along, a little grand finale. Here we go. You ready? Sometimes in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow.
Sing it.
Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long. I'm gonna need somebody to lean on, lean on, lean on. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah. Please swallow your pride if you have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill all of your needs that you don't let show. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long. I'm gonna need somebody to lean on, lean on, lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. They just might have a problem, you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long. I'm gonna need somebody to lean on, lean on, lean on, lean on. Oh, yeah. There is a load you have to bear that you can't carry. I'm right up the road, I'll carry you alone if you just call me, call me, call me, call me. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long. I'm somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long. I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long. I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Lean on, oh yeah, lean on. Oh, you belong. Lean on, lean on. You belong, you belong, you belong. You belong right here in our hearts.
Oh, forever and
Oh
ever and
my
ever.
gosh.
You belong to each other. You're beautiful.
We all belong to each other, human and non-human alike. So shine your beautiful love light, and we'll see y'all back here next Sunday.